Recommendation letters are one of the most important factors in getting accepted into your dream college. Welcome to Conquer College Admissions. If you are new to my channel, my name is Julie Kim and I'm a graduate of USC and Harvard, and I mentor and guide high school students to get accepted into their dream colleges. I've helped more than 500 students to do so. So today we're going to talk all about recommendation letters. So welcome, and be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you will be notified when I release new videos every week. So I get a lot of questions regarding recommendation letters. I don't have control over my recommendation letters, or do I? Who should I ask? When do I ask? Do I need to give my teachers some sort of a letter or a list, or should I just ask? When is the best time to ask my teachers for recommendation letters? And do we need a rec letter from counselors too? Do we need additional rec letters from our extracurriculars? So today I'm going to use this video to answer a few popular questions so that it will give you a lot more clarity as to when you should start, what you should be preparing for, and much more. What I want you to really understand here is that recommendation letters are really important, which means you don't want to take this process lightly. So please pay attention and make sure that you put in a lot of energy and high quality work so that you do get the best recommendation letter. So keep that in mind. It's important, you guys. And don't worry, you're in good hands. Using my strategies, my students got accepted into Ivy Leagues, UIUC, where else? UMich, USC, NYU, much more. So this is a proven system. So let's go ahead and get started. Number 1. Are rec letters even important? Yes, recommendation letters are very important. When the college admission officers are reviewing the letter that your recommenders submitted, they are going to take that letter very, very seriously. But what you want to keep in mind is that they're not only looking for your intellectual abilities, but what they want to see is your character, your personality, your persistence, your grit, your quality, your values. So keep that in mind, because it's not just about, okay, this student is good at chemistry or this student is good at writing essays. What they're looking for is the deeper qualities and elements that cannot easily be identified in other parts of the application. Number 2, who is going to be my recommenders? You will most likely have 2 recommenders, and it really depends on the school. Every school has different requirements, and so let's just say that you are going to work with about 2 recommenders. These 2 recommenders will need to be your core subject teachers. So that means your English teacher, history, science, foreign language, and mathematics. Your recommender should not just be someone that you know inside the classroom. So it's not someone who you just say hello and bye to every single day before you start your class. You want to select a teacher who is your core subject teacher, but someone who you know outside of the classroom as well. Because like I said, they want to see more of your characteristics and personality inside and outside of the classroom. But here's a warning. Don't select a teacher to be a recommender just because you have the highest grade in that class. Go for a teacher who recognizes your personality, your efforts, how hard you try, how dedicated you are in class, how cooperative you are in class, so that your teacher is able to share how you are in class, how you instilled a growth pattern in his class or her class. So basically, it's not just that you have a good grade, but that you also have this quality of yours where you will never give up. And you just really want to show that passionate side of you, and your recommender will be able to do that for you if you do choose the right recommender. Even if you have a B in that class, but you know that you went from a D to a B, or maybe you were very lacking in confidence the first semester, but you ended up doing really well second semester, that's a very good reason why you want to ask that teacher to be your recommender. Number 3 is, how should I ask my teachers to write me a recommendation letter? What you want to do is to set a time with your teacher. Not when you are just about to leave her class and say, "Oh, Miss Smith, I need a letter from you." Not like that. You need to go to your teacher and ask politely, "I would like to set up 10 to 15 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes to talk about my application and my recommendation letters. What time is good for you?" And this really shows that you're navigating this process in a very serious and responsible way. So set up a time first, and during that time is when you want to share the couple of key points, such as what your strength is, what your interest is, what your career plans are, what you want to study, why you decided to go for this college, or why you decided to go for this major. Just a little bit more of that human-like interaction is really going to help your recommender write the best letter for you. However, if your recommender is someone who you can't meet in person, or it's maybe a supervisor from maybe your study abroad program or something like that, then you still want to meet with them online, right? Even though you can't meet them in person, you can still meet them through a Skype call or a Zoom call or Google Hangout. There's so many different platforms. So even though you can't meet them in person, I still want you to set up a meeting to talk about your goals and why you are asking this person to be your recommender. This request should be done as early as possible. So sometimes students do it right before their summer break, whereas sometimes they do it right after they come back from their summer break. Typically, I tell my students inside my program to ask the recommenders around May or June, just to have that conversation going so that your teacher knows that you will be requesting for a letter. But sometimes I've had cases where teachers will say, "No, don't talk to me about college applications before summer break." And so in that case, we'll have to postpone it for a little bit. But you want to ask your teacher or your recommender and set up that meeting as soon as possible. But I would say March and February will be too early. Number 4. Do I need to share something with my recommenders? Yes, you do. You have to share 2 different items, and this is something that you can share with them during the meeting, right? When you enter the meeting room or the conference room or the Skype call, you want to share this with them. You can share this with them in the beginning, before you start talking, or after, so that you guys could just really focus on the content of the conversation. Resume is something that you want to prepare and have the copy ready to go. The resume should really focus on basically what you did. And if you are a junior watching this, you should have your resume ready to go. I have my students start working on their resume as soon as they have a couple of volunteering and summer program and extracurriculars on their activities list. So recommendation letters should be written in a very specific way, and I might do another tutorial on how to write a resume for high school students. So for today's training though, yes, you do need a copy of your resume, so please have that ready. And you also want to share with them a brag sheet. So what is a brag sheet? You're basically listing out a couple of key points that you want them to know. So there are a couple of questions that I can share with you in this video, and they are, maybe you're explaining an inconsistency in your academic career. Maybe you dropped out, or maybe you moved, or whatever happened. You could also share your abilities and what you've done in your school or in your community that reflects your character. You can also talk about the fit for the schools you're applying to, so that you're giving them a list of colleges and why each college is a good fit and what is it that really appeals you to that school. You could also talk about your strength as a person inside the classroom and outside the classroom, your interests and how you fostered your interest into a passion, why you're unique and what your career goals are and what you want to get out of your studies in college or as a professional. So you want to make sure that you're as specific as possible when you write this. If you say that your unique ability is that you are open-minded, it's like, okay, well, can you give me an example? So you always want to support your claim with an example so that your teacher has a better idea, your recommender has a better idea as to what you mean by truly open-minded. Question number 5. When is the best time to work on recommendation letter brag sheets and the materials that I need to submit to my teachers? I answered this question somewhere in 3 or 4, but I wanted to categorize this into the last question because timing is very important, right? So typically I have my students start working on their resume right now, January and February, and then start working on the brag sheets around March and April, because around May and June, you'll be really busy with finals, end of the year commitments, and SAT subject tests, and any other tests that you have to take. So we sort of try to get the brag sheets out of the way by March or April. But if you are watching this video around summertime, there is a way to speed up that process, so don't worry about it, but that is the ideal timeline. You want to continue to communicate with your recommenders to let them know if there are any updates, so that this process is not like, okay, write me a rec letter, but it's more of, I sincerely thank you for writing this letter for me, and here are some updates that I'd like to share with you. And when they come back from school, you want to also write a quick email or email saying, welcome back. I just wanted to let you know that my brag sheets are ready to go. How would you like to receive them? By PDF, Google Doc, in person, so that you're really making sure that you're connecting with this recommender as much as possible, instead of just saying, okay, write me a rec letter. Because if you think about it, so many students are requesting rec letters to one teacher, and that teacher has to write a lot. So if you could imagine, the teacher will give the most specific details and more energy to a student who really was responsible and timely, and someone who is authentic and just honest and clear about the entire process, right? So you want to maximize your chances of getting the best recommendation letter possible. So you do need to put in consistent energy so that you will get the best recommendation letter possible. All right, so that's it. Those are the top 5 questions that I get when it comes to recommendation letters. It requires you to work through each task on time. That's the most important thing, because you don't want to be working on recommendation letter, brag sheets, and a resume and reaching out when you have to focus on your passion project or your essays and filling out the application and preparing for the interview. So this is something that you could do in advance, so that's the good news. For those of you who are interested, I am offering a free 45-minute strategy session. The link is down below, and during the call I'll be able to assess what you are currently struggling with, what you would need to work on, so that you can get accepted into your dream Ivy Leagues or top tier colleges. It's completely free, and it's really to assess whether you would be a good fit for our program or not. I also want to share with you our Facebook group, Conquer College Admissions, where I host daily lives and post blogs and share deadlines and information and much more. There are around almost 900 members in there, so check it out and join the community so that you will feel supported with everyone else who's going through the college admissions journey. And we also have a podcast, Demystifying College Admissions, and there I invite guests from all industries, test prep, pre-med, law, Ivy League, and much more. I also do a couple of solo episodes when I do have a big takeaway. And there you will really be able to gain motivation about how to navigate the college admissions journey the right way, and how to stay healthy and mindful throughout this entire process. And lastly, I am also hosting a live workshop this coming Thursday. The link will also be down below. So the live workshop is where I share case studies with you, high-level college admission strategies with you. So check it out, register, and take advantage of it, because it's completely free. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. I hope that this video about recommendation letter was helpful to you all. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below. And if you want more college applications and essay videos, make sure to give it a thumbs up so that I know that you want more of these content. All right, have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone.